All right, you guys, we are back in the wonderful Willow Creek, and today we are going to be tackling the museum in Willow Creek. Now, today is going to be a little bit different. It's a museum to start out with, but it is not going to be a museum when we are done with it. So my idea for this build is to change it to a library/daycare. Now, there's two things that I know somebody's going to say. One, we already have a library in Willow Creek. You are correct. That indeed we do. But my game plan is to get rid of that. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I kind of am playing around with some ideas, but I want to make this the library lot that we have in Willow Creek. And second, I know somebody's going to say, we don't have daycares in The Sims 4. I'm also very much aware of that. However, I did see a stream the other day of somebody that created a daycare with the toddler stuff pack, and I loved the idea. And I wanted to put that in this build. And I thought originally I was going to trade the library to be a daycare, but then I saw this lot type, and with the big slides and the ball pit and everything like that, I thought it'd be perfect for the area out to the side of this build. So that's why I decided to do this as a library and a daycare. I felt like this would be too big to be all a daycare, and if there's just toddlers, again, it's fake, it's The Sims 4. But if there are toddlers that are going to be involved going up and down stairs, that's a whole thing. I think I've deleted walls 3 times so far, and we've just started the video. I really need to add like a counter at the top of my screen that shows how many times I delete walls or floors in a build. Moving on. So yes, today we are going to be changing this museum into a library and a daycare. So right now I'm just trying to figure out where the stairs are going. I deleted everything out that I didn't want. Obviously, with it being a museum, that was pretty much everything. And now I'm going to be figuring out the floor plan. So to start off with, I wanted to do somewhat of a separation. So I wanted to have an entranceway where you could kind of go one way and it'll take you upstairs to the library. And then another way would kind of be like a small business, like somebody bought a daycare and that's where they run it out of. That was my thought process for this. So I definitely wanted to make a separate entranceway. And I know one of my thoughts was, that would probably be awful having a library upstairs and screaming kids and toddlers down below you. That'd be awful to study and or read or do whatever you need to do in a library with all that noise below you. But it's The Sims 4. Again, it's not real. So we'll just pretend it's very insulated and then they can't hear anything. That's what I'm going to do. So moving on, after I kind of figured out the floor plan downstairs, the upstairs is pretty much going to be open, but I do end up putting in a bathroom upstairs. I do realize after I put a lot of stuff down, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to put a bathroom, and I don't want them to have to go downstairs every single time. Plus, I wanted there to be a completely separate bathroom for the daycare. As for the outside, I wanted to try to keep as much of the exterior the same as possible. I really didn't like the rounded balconies, but I was trying to make it work as much as I could. I originally wanted to keep the original windows as well, but again, I was struggling. Something else that was causing me to struggle during this entire build. Not only did the balconies want to fight me, they were just in a fighting mood that day apparently. I also decided to download the Better Build By mod. And I am probably doing something wrong, but I was struggling to try to figure out how to do things. It seems like things were very backwards. I did download it the way I was supposed to, but it was messing me up real bad. So I did end up deleting it out after this build just because I need to mess around with it on my own time without recording a video and trying to figure it out as well. I thought I was going to be like super quick and be able to use it because everybody else makes it seem like it's super easy, but I was not picking up on it apparently. So that definitely made things harder. The other thing, so those are the first 2 things that made this build so frustrating. The other thing were these freezes. I'm probably saying that wrong, but like any type of trim, the freezes, things like that, they were driving me insane. I feel like 50% of the footage that I have of this build was me fighting with this stupid trim. It had this weird glitch where it's like I would paint it one color, you can see it there, I painted it that white color, then I'd change or go to the back part of it or move my camera just like a smidge, and then it would turn back to this blue. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated with this, y'all. I cannot even explain to you how frustrated I was. So that was really fun to deal with. Very frustrating. And I don't really use that tool a lot. That's something that I definitely need to practice more. So maybe it is user error. Maybe it is wow, I can't talk. Maybe it is my fault for doing something wrong with that. But wow, it was not a good time. And then I originally wanted to keep the windows white, but then I found the brown swatch. I wanted it to match with the doors, which I don't even think it matches with the doors. I don't figure that out until later. So I just keep it with the white frame and then the brown inside, and then I change the door colors. So moving from the outside to the inside took me quite a while to deal with the outside because of the issues I was having. I wanted to get the library done first. I realized about right here that I do not have a lot of space upstairs. I thought with it being wide open and everything that I would have so much space to work with, and I really didn't. So it definitely is a smaller library. It kind of reminds me of the library in, is it Strangerville? I don't have Strangerville, but I've seen videos of it. It reminds me of that kind of small enclosed library, or I guess it's like the town hall in Strangerville. But going back from my other video, I am kind of assuming this is a smaller town. It's, got a small community library. It's nothing huge. And so that's kind of what I was going for. So me trying to figure out the placement and how I wanted the bookcases, it was a struggle. I swear I moved this door to every single position on the balcony because I was struggling so bad to figure out where I wanted to place it. And then once I finally did get an idea of where I wanted the bookcases to be, I figured I'd put the desks right in the middle. It seemed like the best placement. It might not be great for like moving through the bookcases and stuff like that, but again, it's The Sims. You can't be too picky. And then I just wanted to put some things around that, kind of made it seem like, oh, it's a little bit messy. Maybe these books need to be put away by the librarian or whatever. Just some little knickknacks, some plants and things like that. So I wanted to make it look, like people have been there for the most part, but not clutter it up so much that it's a problem. And then I did change the color to white originally because I did want it to be a little bit brighter, because the original colors were that dark red and it was just so dark. And then whenever I started building with this, I'm like, no, I kind of want it to be a little more moody, but I don't want it to be that dark. So I went with this nice brown. It's a very brown upstairs, I will say that. And then here's the part where I realized, like, oh crap, they don't have a bathroom and I don't want to have to make that bathroom downstairs work for the library and for the daycare, the fake daycare, if you will. So I made sure to put that in there. I didn't do anything too crazy to the bathrooms, either of them. The upstairs is super basic. There's not a whole ton of stuff in it. The downstairs one, I did add some toddler potties, but it's basically all the same things. Oh, and I added a really cute frog carpet mat. What do you call those? I put a little frog like bath mat. That's what it is. A little frog bath mat in there. So I thought that was really cute. And then I didn't really like this giant open area. I feel like it made sense that you go through the bookcases that are kind of in your way, but then against this wall, I wanted to put something. And I thought, oh, like a statue would be nice because it's a library. And I thought with the addition of the little hat, maybe there were some, kids causing a ruckus and they put a silly hat. And then for the outside area, I really didn't know what to put out here. I put some benches because I felt like, oh, maybe if you're in the library and you're like, oh, I've been here studying all day or doing whatever I need to do, research or whatnot, I need to go out and get some sun, so I'll go out on the deck or whatever for a little bit. So I wanted to put something out here. I wasn't 100% sure. I'm still not 100% happy with what I put out there. I just kind of did things. And then I did look to see what a library typically, wants you to have. And I'm like, oh, duh, of course, we need a chess table. And I think in the end, too, I don't show myself putting it down, but I do think I put an art easel out there as well, just to have something else out there. And this will all change anyways, because as you'll see, the balconies get the best of me, but also I'm changing the daycare downstairs, so I do end up having to just square off the balconies anyways. But you'll see that here at the end. And then I wanted to put a little bit of artwork up as well. I really love using these old picture frames that kind of show, like, you know, the olden days or the olden times or whatnot. So I thought they fit really well with the library. And then moving downstairs, I wanted to use these little boxes. I thought they were perfect for like little cubbies for like a daycare where they come in and that's where they put all their belongings. So I made sure to put some book bags and things like that around. I thought these little pegboards from Parenthood worked really well there too, because maybe they're like little notes and stuff that the kids make, or, you know, the teacher or daycare worker puts in there to make sure to give the parents or something. I don't know. I don't have any kids, so I don't know what it's like to take kids to daycare or anything like that. And then moving on to the little kitchenette, I wanted to make sure and put something, you know, if the kids get hungry, they want to be able to have a snack. So I wanted to make sure they had a little kitchenette. I didn't do anything crazy, but I loved this blue color. I will say, for the daycare, I did want to add a lot more color just because the upstairs was so boring and bland, and I wanted this to be really, really bright and fun for said toddlers and kids. So I really love the bright blue cabinets. I don't think I ever use those. I definitely stick more with neutrals. And then I wanted to make like a little color or drawing area. So I got these desks out and I put some fun chairs. I do end up changing those out, I believe, though, for the actual desks that I think they came in Parenthood or Seasons, one of the two, that the kids can actually like draw stuff on. And I think they're only for toddlers. Most of this build for the daycare is geared towards toddlers, not children. I know I keep saying that, but even a lot of the toys, and you'll see down the road like beds and stuff that I put in, they're toddler beds. They're not child or children beds or kids, whatever they're called in The Sims. And here I am doing the bathroom. Like I said, I did put some toddler potties, and then the really, really cute bath mat that I put in. Well, it's not really a bath mat. It's a carpet or a rug, but I'm saying it's a bath mat. But I loved that frog. It was such a cute find, and I was so happy about it. And then I just put a few little pictures in there just to add some extra color. And then I wanted to make a little play area, a play mat for the kids. And at this point, I'm realizing I wanted to do a separate room to make like bedrooms for the kids, so if they have to take a nap halfway through their day. And I'm like, I have no room to do that. So I decided to do a little bit of an extension on the back here. I hated how the fence looked with the foundation there. Drove me insane, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. I can't do anything about it. We're just going to ignore it. Pretend it's not there. So yeah, I did add this little bump out where the porch was, so that the kids could have a little toddler room where they could go and take their naps. I do add a door, and then I add in 4 little toddler beds, and I did change the color to be more toned down because I wanted to use that green color, but I wanted it to be in the bedroom and then the play area because it had so many colors going on. I wanted to make the walls more neutral so we could add more colors in with the objects that we were placing around. So yeah. And then, like I said, we did do 4 toddler beds, and I made them all completely different colors, which I love. Like I said, I'm trying to go with color in this specific build. And then we do put the night lights up. That's supposed to keep the monsters from under the bed away. So we do have those in there. I love those curtains because they're so colorful. And we don't do too much in here. Again, it's very colorful, but there's not a ton of stuff to put in for toddlers because most of the stuff is out in the main area. So I just put some little like side table poofs and some little murals and things like that on the wall that made sense. I put some stuffed animals, like maybe they're, comfort animal. And then I saw this idea as well on the stream the other day with the cameras. Like, obviously you're going to have cameras whenever your kids are sleeping. Like, that makes so much sense. And then just putting some other additional toys around. I definitely wanted to make sure I use this little play tent because it's just so cute. And then I love this little area as well. I made like a little reading area, and I wanted to use that bear chair because it was adorable. And I kind of had the idea that maybe the daycare worker would read stories. They'd have their little story times there, and I do put some pillows on the floor, so it's like all the kids like sit on pillows and they watch while the the teacher, the daycare worker would read to them. I just thought it was a really cute idea. Just putting some more decals around. I will say I use so many decals for this daycare and I never use them. So this was really fun for me to kind of get out of my comfort zone and just be able to like throw them up on the wall and be like, yeah, like this works because it's all kid stuff. Yep, and there I am changing that out to the little kids drawing seats and things like that and the pillows. And then here I am doing the outside. So I'm putting a few of the toddler things outside the big slides. I put out some little toddler pools for maybe, if it's a super hot day out. And then the ball pit, which I'm sure the kids will take the balls and throw into the pool. And then I wanted to put a little gardening area, like maybe the instructors kind of go around and teach the kids a little bit about gardening and things like that. So I just thought that was a cute little idea to put there. And then I do add in a swing set as well. I'm not 100% sure if toddlers can even use a swing set, but I put one there. I thought it was fitting. And just one more slide, and then we're going to get into the reveal. All right, you guys, here is our finished build for our library / daycare. So as you can see, I did square off those balconies like I said I was going to do. They were fighting me the whole entire time, and then whenever I made the little toddler room on the back of the build, it just made sense to square them off. So I think that looks really, really nice. I'm super happy with how the daycare looks. The library upstairs, very boring, very brown for a library, and then the balcony up top is squared off again, like I said, and with the easel on there as well for some extra skill building. And then we have the little park area with all the toddler toys, the slides, the ball pit. I think this would be perfect for you to bring your toddlers for gameplay. They would have some areas to play in. I just think it turned out super well. And I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you have any comments that you would like to make down below, I would love to hear them. And I hope to see you at next week's build. Have a great day, guys. Bye.